Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're talking about some other characters that did release, or are going to release, alongside Zoro and King for the final part of the 9th anniversary. If you guys haven't checked out my video on what they do, I have done my reaction video. I've spoken about what they do at length. They are very, very good characters. I'm very excited to see what they do and how they operate. Zoro seems incredible. King seems just absolutely, ballistic. And then, as you can see, we have two new rare recruits in BROOK and Franky. We have a support rare recruit, OTAMA. And then we have the 6+ of Olin, the dual units Big Mom. So, big shout out to One Piece Treasure Cruise Icons. I'll leave a link to their Twitter in the description below. Make sure to go hit them up with a follow. But let's take a look at these units. And let's see what they do. So, the Big Mom, shout out to Tony and Shiro for all of the good stuff information. The Big Mom artwork, it looks pretty good. Like, honestly, it looks very, very nice. It's very interesting to see that it's still Zeus and it's not Hera. But, look, it's what we have. It's what we're going to operate with. So, if we go down here to the information, Big Mom and Zeus and Prometheus at level limit break 5 are an int powerhouse slasher. They basically switch into int and they stay as strikers, and then, well, they used to stay as strikers. I think they should still be strikers, and then they become slash in their dual forms. Solar Captain reduces own cooldown by 2 turns, cruise by cooldown by 1, increases cruise damage received by 1.75, but doubles cruise HP. Boosts cruise attack by 4.5 and heals based on the number of enemies defeated with normal attacks. If one of every type is on the crew and the enemy is afflicted with paralysis, halves cruise paralysis duration and reduces this character's cooldown with the number that's removed. So, sounds like a bit of a bootleg Nami, if I'm honest. Halving it is kind of whatever. Not removing it is kind of not great. But giving herself cooldowns for it is quite nice. Her dual captain reduces her own cooldown by 2 turns, and it's the same thing. As long as you have... oh, it's a 5 times captain now, sorry. And heals the crew based on the number of enemies defeated, blah, blah, blah. If one of every type's on the crew and inflicted with paralysis, halves it. And it's the same thing, basically. So she just goes from a 4.5 to a 5 times. And her special does seem that it can be overcharged, which is quite nice. Boosts crew's base attack based on the crew's HP when the special is launched. Minimum 1,000 for 100k. Maximum of 2,000 at 200k HP. And becomes Big Mom, Zeus, and Prometheus for 3 turns. Sets the chain multiplier based on the special charge for 2 turns. Minimum of 3.5 and plus 0.25 for every 5 charges up to 4.5 times. So she's a 4.5 times chain lock. Kind of mid, to be honest. Like, chain locks, they're just not good. If special is overcharged by 30 plus, we'll extend the chain lock duration by 1 turn. So you get a 3-turn, 4.5 times chain lock. It's kind of mid, man. Like, honestly, it's just whatever. Her switch completely removes paralysis on herself, changes own slot to matching, and boosts attack and slot effects by 1.5. Basically exactly the same as what it already was. But her super switch now, after 6 switches, reduces own paralysis, cruise paralysis by 5 turns, change her own slot to 1-0, and boost the cruise attack and slot effects by 2 times for 1 turn. Her super swap, very, very nice. Very, very good. However, regular switch kind of sucks. Her Rumble special, she wasn't ever really good in Rumble, to be honest. So, like, you guys, it's right there if you want to read it. But overall, probably the worst 6+ dual unit that we've had, if I'm honest. Like, I know Shanks' crew was pretty underwhelming, but, like, that character has paid dividends for what he can do, not only in Rumble, but, like, right now in Treasure Map, a lot of people are using that unit, and in local Sea Monster, this Big Mom has literally no place. Like, it's just... This is just a big why, and the fact it's coming for 9th anniversary saddens me, because I would love to see some really good Super Evolutions at the most hype time of the year. I think Super Evolutions are the greatest thing the game has to offer, so why would they not implement more Super Evolutions? Moving on to OTAMA now, support rare recruit. She's going to come outside along with the Super Boss Kazuna. As we know, this is like the most important unit for most players. Zoro, Momo, and Big Mom. It's kind of annoying, it only goes from Zoro. Once per quest, when supported character uses a damage dealing or HP cutting special, further increases conditional attack boost by 0.15, and then reduces crew's attack down and paralysis by 1 turn, reducing threshold by 1 turn as well. Okay, interesting this part here. I'm not sure how that works with Zoro's tandem ability. If Zoro's tandem can then increase it again by 0.25, this is really, really good. because you can, like, use this alongside Nami as well, and then get Nami to increase it. However, I don't think it works like that. I think this would overwrite the tandem, because the tandem buff isn't an addition, it just increases it. So, if that's the case and it clashes, to me, seems like a big L, to be honest. But, pretty interesting support rare recruit. I think I'm going to hold off summoning on this character until we see what the Super Boss does, and if we actually need the character per se. The first rare recruit is Brook. Brook is the first rare recruit coming in. These banners are coming in the place of Kazuna banners. So there's a lot of very good rare recruits, a lot of very good legends that are going to be on the banners for people. I want to just sort of give a shout out to Otama. That's Otama's art. It's nice. It's cool. But let's talk about Brook. Brook is a quick free spirit slasher. His captain ability, honestly, who cares? We're not even going to read it. Special cuts enemies HP by 10%, reduces despair by 6, resilience by 6. Kazuna rare recruits, man. I know this isn't a Kazuna rare recruit, but they love resilience. Locks crew slot for 2 turns, and if the crew has a type effect boost when the special is launched, further increases the type effect boost by 0.3. Boosts strength, dex, and quick type effects by 2 times for 2 turns otherwise. So this is actually really good for Luffy Yamato. Like, increasing this by 0.3 is really, really nice. Plus, all the utility that you get is quite nice as well. His Sailor sets bottom row to Wano at the start of the quest. That's nice. Slashes and Free Spirits gets plus 70 base stats. Critical attack, own special charge. Oh, own special charge. That's really good. Okay, that's really, really good. Support goes on Sanji and Robin at the start of the battle 2. Changes the supported character's slot into matching and locks it for 1 turn. Interesting support, but like it kind of is what it is. As for Franky, the big man. Frankster. See what Franky does. Nice art. Pretty cool. Rare recruit Franky is a quick powerhouse free spirit. Captain ability, who cares? Special on 11 turns, deals 80 times non-type damage to all enemies, reduces paralysis by 6 turns, changes all slot including block to matching, sets all enemies defense to 0, and boosts the chain multiplier by 1.2 for 3 turns. Okay, it's just there, I guess. Setting defense to 0 is kind of nice, but like Sanji just does a better chain boost, so this is kind of like okay, cool. I would have liked to see if you had a chain boost, increases it by like 0.3 or something like that. That would have made this character a lot better, but this one, I think Brook's a lot better than this Franky, to be honest. Sets the top row to Wano at the start of the quest. Powerhouse Free Spirit gets 70 base stats as sailors. Provoked attack and ship bind. Okay, ship bind's kind of nice. And then support goes on Zoro Jinbei once per quest. When supported character uses their special, massively reduces all defense by 1 turn. We literally have this in another Franky, so it's kind of whatever. Alongside all of this, we are getting 5+ Kaido. This is the Blitz Kaido. So this Kaido is getting a 5+. We did know that he was getting one. We just didn't have information. I think this Kaido is actually quite good, but he's basically just a bootleg version of Verse Kaido. So if you have Verse Kaido, you're probably never going to use this guy. But let's take a look at what he does. I need to just bring this up a little bit so we can have a sticky beak. Blitz Kaido 5+ notable changes. Reduces own cooldown by 3 turns to start the quest. Boosts int-driven HP by 1.5. Attack by 5 times when they have a Wano slot. 4.75 otherwise. Deals non-type damage at the end of the turn based on the number of perfects. During the turn up to 300 times his attack. So he's basically like a mini V2 Akainu, which is quite nice. It's only for 1 character, I think. I don't think it's AoE. I think it'd be for 1 character. Like Shanks Crew's AoE, but I think this guy's just like against 1. He's special, and it's 16 turn cooldown, deals int damage to random enemies 10 times, changes own slot to Wano, and boosts driven attack and slot effects by 2.5 for 1 turn now. It used to be 2.25, now it's 2.5. Really good special. Like, the random damage is whatever, and getting the Wano orbs nice, but that 2.5 attack and orbs is just really good. Like I said, bootleg versus Kaido. Final tap at level 5 when character has a Wano inside of the final stage, boost the base attack by 1000, and this can stack with any other ability. Again, just an absolute bootleg version of versus Kaido, but they are all the new characters that aren't the legends coming for the 9th anniversary part 3 Zoro part and Super Boss Kazuna. It's kind of mid, honestly. Like, obviously the big drawing point here is the Zoro and the King, or Alba. They're the big characters there. The 6+ is just so disappointing, man. Like, I wish there was more to it. I really do. But that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's